What's going on? Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Now you got to ask yourself one question. Did last night prove that the Niners are basically a Super Bowl contending team? My thing is, yes. They could win the Super Bowl this year. They're tough top to bottom. They lost Hufanga. They haven't gone against a real passing attack team yet. When they do, we'll see how their secondary holds up. But their front seven, they got Gregory, Young, Boza. They got a squad. Ken, what's his name? Ken Green or something. Or whatever his name is. Ken something. And then you got the middle, you got Fred Warner, who I believe should be up for Defensive Player of the Year. But it's a bunch of people I got. I'm going to do that list. Last night I got in late and everything. I was tired as heck. I was supposed to take something to a friend, but I was tired. And I came home, went to sleep. But yeah, they could win. The Seahawks disappointed me. I'm done with the Seahawks. Pete Carroll, I don't know if it's him. The team just does not play up no more. Their game plan was very vanilla. They got figured out early. The Niners just took their heart from the beginning. Took their heart. Basically punched them in the mouth and in the gut. But it's all going to come down to Kyle Shanahan. We've seen this before from Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is a regular season coach. When he gets to the playoffs, we'll see what he does. Purdy made some plays that impressed me. He was moving with his feet. He was moving out the pocket now. But you know, when a white guy moves and run around the pocket, it's okay. But Lamar or Dak do it, man. That's all they could do, man. You know, they run it. It's like, it's the most psychological bullshit that was put out there ever. So you had him running around making plays. Defensively, Seattle just got destroyed. The run game took them out the game. The defense, the Seahawks defense just gave up. I don't know if they didn't have any heart or, you know, they didn't feel like playing. I don't know what it was, but Seattle, this is another time Seattle came out and played like bullshit against the tough teams. They're playing like Dallas right now. When they play the good teams or tough teams, they can't hang. They were supposed to take a big step up this year, and they took a huge step back. So I don't know what they have to do. They're going to have to me, go back to the basics. They never established a running game. Passing-wise, it was all deep to DK. They didn't even try to get Tyler Lockett in the game, which I don't understand why you wouldn't get Tyler Lockett in the game. Geno was getting killed all night. They're trying to have a Jason Peters who ain't shit, and this is why Russell Wilson left. Everybody want to talk that trash about Russ because last year they were a flash in the pan, but now you're starting to see it. That the Seattle Seahawks do not know how to pick an offensive line. Man, go. What is you doing? God damn it. Why are you stopping? Damn, dog. Now they want to drive fast because they see me trying to drive. Freaking idiots. Damn, a woman driver, dog. Can't drive for nothing, dog. Now, the thing is that they took a big step back, and Russell Wilson was right ultimately. The Seahawks have done this with Russell Wilson where they started off fast and then they fall out at the end. They flame out. And honestly, Seattle's not going to make the playoffs. I'm sorry. I think it's gonna be I think it might be the Niners out of that division. In the South, it's gonna either be it's gonna be one of them teams. It don't matter who come out the South, they ain't gonna be shit. And then you're gonna have 3 teams to me from the North. I think you're gonna have the Packers make it with the Vikings and with the Lions. I think you're gonna have 3 teams from the North. Okay, so that'll be, what is that? It's 5. Hold on, that's 4. And then 5. Yeah, and then you'll have 2 teams from the NFC East making it. So you'll have the Eagles and Dallas in. That's 2. Then you have 3 teams, the Lions, Vikings, and Packers. Okay? That's 5 teams. And then you'll have your 6 and 7, whoever win their division in the West and in the whatever, the South. That could happen. Because the Seahawks can't stop the run. They're terrible against the pass. They talked about, this is what this dude was saying. Trey was capping for this cornerback for the Seahawks, and I'm like, dude, he's not better than Sauce. And he was never better than Sauce. Sauce was better than him from the beginning. You know, he didn't get a lot of pub like that because he really wasn't drafted that high. He might have been drafted high, but nobody was checking for him. Everybody was checking for Sauce. So that's where we left at. That's where we left at. And at the end of the day, it's like the same old story. Now, the Niners balled out again. They front run. Like, when they get that lead, they're great at front running. We're going to see what they do when they get to the playoffs. We're going to see if Kyle Shanahan can win it. Because if he doesn't win it, I don't want to hear no excuses from Niner fans. Purdy was impressive. Like I said, CM23 to me is the MVP, is up there in the MVP conversation, not Purdy. You know, you got some of the best talent on the squad. All you got to do is just not crash the Ferrari. So I'm not putting you in the MVP conversation. CM23 should be up in the conversation. Brandon Ayuk, even though he's quiet, he's put on some big games. He's did some big things. So him and I would say Ayuk could be up for Offensive Player of the Year. CM23, I could see MVP. You know, so also I could see, like I said, I see Myles Garrett for the Browns as the MVP candidate, which they're not going to put him up there because, you know, he's, you know, he's not dark-skinned at all. So, you know, they're not going to put him up there. So, you know what it is. But Myles Garrett should get the MVP. And then you got Lamar Jackson. And then you got Tyreek Hill, who they're playing early today. They're playing an early Black Friday game. I'm like, why would y'all show it early? Ain't nobody gonna watch that game, but okay. So every little bit of money they can get, they'll do. So you'll see that. And you got CM23, and then I would say that's about it. trying to think who else. I don't know. Hurts just has not been that impressive to me this year, so I can't put him up there. I'm trying to see. It's about it. I would go Myles Garrett, Lamar Jackson, Tyreek Hill, then Chris McCaffrey, and shoot, if he keeps balling the way he is, you can mess around and put Jordan Love up there. Well, I had Goff. Yeah, I had Jared Goff, but he played like complete shit yesterday. Man, he was terrible. So, but I would look out for Jordan Love, man. Jordan Love is putting on the showing up there. So I would look out for him. But other than that, man, it's really no MVPs. You could say Dak, but Dak only plays good against the bad teams. That's all they do, is beat up on bad teams. The 49ers, they have to see if they could close the ultimate deal. They got to see if they could close the deal. You know, they got to see if they can, win the whole thing. I'm not finna jump on the bandwagon of saying, oh, man, they finna win it all. We've seen this from them before. They've gone through the regular season beating up on teams. It's when they get to the big games, they forget how to play. See, the playoffs are different from the regular season. When you play in the playoffs, they got a whole week to game plan against you, just you. They got a whole slew of film from the whole year to put on you. Now, like I said, the Niners could do what the Ravens do and just run the ball and play hard defense. Now, I give Shanahan that. Shanahan's playing old school ball by running the ball, which is on point. That's what you have to do. The Niners run the ball. They're probably like one of the most balanced teams out there. The rest of these guys really aren't balanced at all. They done took the fullback position out. Now they trying to use D linemen or O linemen to make a linebacker to make a block to play fullback. I'm like, dude, just go get a fullback. I saw that shit with the Lions yesterday. I'm like, dude, just go get a fullback. Why you can't get a fullback? It's just like the most dumbest thing I ever seen in my life. Y'all get rid of the fullback position, but you need the fullback position. They got Ty Montgomery killed yesterday because they ain't got no goddamn fullback. The Seahawks couldn't run no ball because they ain't got no damn fullback. Then they wanted to go wishbone or stack in the backfield, and that shit ain't work because you ain't got no real lead blockers. See, the fullback is a guy who can block. He's made for blocking. He's built like a linebacker, but he's a guy who's going to lay that block. He's going to open up that hole for you. He's going to take the punishment. He's built to take the punishment. The running back one never built it. That's why you have running backs like Emmett last so long and all these other guys last so long. Because they had fullbacks. Walter Payton had a fullback. Sometimes it'll be Refrigerator Perry, but people forget Refrigerator Perry was a beast on the D-line. They don't even talk about his prowess on the D-line, how dominant he was. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, just go get a fullback. The 49ers are like, bumping, we got a fullback. And it's a white guy, but that's the only fullback you can find. Just go get a fullback, man. There's nothing wrong with getting a fullback. There's nothing wrong with getting a fullback. A fullback makes it easier, and plus they can stay in and block. They're great blockers in the pass game. So you know how that is. But we've seen this before. The 49ers should win it all this year. So I don't want to hear it, but we've been saying this the past 3-4 years. I don't want to hear about anything. I don't want to hear about nothing. Y'all guys better close the deal. Because if you guys don't close the deal, I do not want to hear any excuses for Kyle Shanahan. I don't want y'all coming around nowhere, because I told you guys. And the Seahawks, man, they weren't even putting any pressure on Purdy. Purdy was getting out of the blitzes. They were throwing in extra blockers. They were adjusting. It was like, wow. The Seahawks really came into Thanksgiving with no game plan. That's Pete Carroll. But I don't see them making the playoffs. That was a big crushing blow yesterday. With that blow, they got to go against, like I said, I think it might be 3 teams in the North that might make it out. But the Niners, I mean, they look good. I mean, what can you say? They're deep on the D-line. They added Randy Gregory and Chase Young with Bosa. They're going to be tough. You could put all 3 of them guys out there together. Chase Young could play the 3, the 5, the 6. He can't play the nose. Probably if it's a sub package, he probably can in the sub package. But the regular package, the big packages, nah, he can't do that. But they set, man. I mean, I don't see anybody really beating them, down the stretch. I don't even think the Eagles could get them right now. The way the Eagles are playing, I don't think the Eagles can get them right now. That's for real. I just don't know. It's going to be hard, but we'll see. Because the Eagles aren't balanced. The Eagles throw the damn ball too much. When the Eagles started throwing screens and running the ball against Kansas City, that's when the game turned. That's when it turned. If they would have kept doing that from the beginning, they would have never been being blown out 17-7. It should have never even got that bad. If they would have covered those 2 plays, those 2 passes, those were basically mental breakdowns by the defense. But like I said, I don't know. We'll see. But the Niners did their thing. They showed they could play without Hufanga, but they really didn't go against the strong pass. I thought it's crazy. It's like the Seahawks didn't even try yesterday. It was so bad. It was like they just quit in the first quarter. It's like they quit. It was like, whatever. It's like they didn't care. I'm like, wow, y'all really... I'm not picking them again. Not picking them again. I think it's something wrong with that organization, because for some reason they just don't play well near the end of the season. First everybody was blaming Russ. Now is it Russ? Or the Seahawks just don't know how to pick a goddamn offensive line? Or the Seahawks don't know how to call plays to help their offensive linemen, to help their quarterback, like move around, like throw some screens, something. They throwing these basic screens that, of course, the Niners are going to call out, and they stopped it too. So it's like, what are we doing? It's crazy. Excuse me. It's crazy. But about to get up out of here, man. Make sure you guys continue loving the videos, man. I'm out. Deezy.